When you feel like it's a technique where someone's coming at it, like, whenever, people used to give the advice of like, oh, reach out and do something for free for someone.
Yeah.
And then someone would do that for you, but then they come back with like this. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. I
thought you were doing this for free.
Yeah, I thought you were doing it for free. And you start realizing just like, it has to be done so genuinely and people will respond to that. I had a rule that, and I still have it too. Like, I never took pictures with celebrities unless they were on the show or in a meaningful connection. It was never a clout grab. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm in this place, I've seen this person, let's get a picture just to like show off who you're hanging around with. Like, it was like, no, if I have a relationship with that person or they're on a podcast and there's a meaningful interaction or we're doing something together, because it's just like, when people feel used and you're using people in that way and there's no genuineness, it kind of just like, it feels really cheap and it comes across that way too. And it actually blocks you having a real relationship.
Right.
And so when you're asking interesting questions, and I know you do that all the time, but I also know you're listening, because then we'll bring it up again in another conversation.
Right.
And so I think there's a real truth to that. I also, in my own personal coaching practice, I set a new rule, and this was something that took me a while to understand, but it really helped me. So anyone that I privately coach, we have a fee of my time, but the entire fee goes to charity of their choice.
That's cool.
So I have a fee. We count up the hours like I would in any coaching practice, but the amount goes to a charity of their choice.
That's cool.
And it became a way of that I could feel I was serving and I could give myself. And I wanted the person to also feel like they were getting the feeling of giving back rather than always paying for stuff.
That's cool.
Because I found that a lot of people always felt that they could pay for anything and they could buy anything. And I wanted them to feel the opposite.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where it's like they weren't buying anything, they were getting to give away.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so I've never talked about it before, but I wanted to share it with you because it was just something that I was thinking about. Like, I wanted to find a method where I could give my heart to someone and they could give their heart to me. And I found sometimes that money got in the way of the heart.
Interesting.
And so like in friendship, there's no money exchange, hence there's a heart space. And so in coaching, I had to find a way. Cool. Yeah, and that was my way. And it's like been a beautiful commitment. And
it's great unless it gets like overwhelming with coaching clients and you have no time.
Yeah, of course. And I don't, right? Like I have like 6-7 people that I work with. So it's not something that I'm looking to grow in a business sense.
Where are you looking to grow in your life right now? After a month of reflection of this end of year season of last year, of being honestly your biggest year ever in so many ways, from the business to success to speaking to the podcast growth to YouTube to video, celebrity clients, all the talk shows you've been on, all these things that have happened. What was the big reflection for you, and where do you see yourself moving in this next year?
So obviously this year, the new book is out, 8 Rules of Love. So my heart's in love. The tour is happening for the first time. I'm really excited to like hug people and hold their hands and look into their eyes. I think I've always been a hugger. We just hugged for like.
And by the way, everyone watching right now or listening, when you hug Jay in person, just whisper in his ear and hug him long and say, "This was from Lewis." Because that's what I do with Jay. I hold him so long and I whisper in his ear, I'm like, "I love you."
but there's a joy in that. Like, I love physical connection. I love the idea that I'm actually going to, I feel so grateful that for 6-7 years I've been doing this. I haven't met 99% of people. You probably feel the same way. And I just I feel so grateful, and I want to kind of outpour all of that on stage to everyone who's going to be there, because there's so much gratitude built up in me that I haven't been able to, me saying it in a microphone doesn't do it justice. And traveling around and doing a hectic schedule and doing all this craziness is really an output. It's totally from a gratitude point of view, because there's nothing else to it of why you'd go on tour. So I'm excited for that. And then, if I'm completely honest, I'm excited for rest, study, and creativity. I'm really looking forward into the next half of the year, where my plan is to go more internal and learn and study again and research and read more. I do that all the time, but I mean do it even in a more obsessive, constructive way, and spend more time just being creative and being present, because I feel like I've been really going all out for the last 6-7 years now. And it's been so meaningful and powerful and beautiful. But at the same time, I'm conscious that to have the next 7 years be even better than it's been, it's going to require this pit stop. And my monk teacher would always say, if you want to go 3 steps forward, you have to go 3 steps deep. And so this is the time to go 3 steps deep in order to go 3 steps forward again. And so I feel after going all this forward that I've done, it's time to go deep again. And I feel that internally it's calling me. So,
well, you're about to spend the next, 3 to 6 months going
hard and forward. And that's great. And I'm ready for that. And I'm ready for that after this month off. But after that, I'm already planning